This is One on One. Steve Adubato here remotely from my home in Montclair, speaking to our good friend and colleague, John Servidio, who is Vice President, Subsidiary Stations, WNET and General Manager of the great NJTV. How you doing, my friend?
Very good, Steve. How are you?
Doing all right. Hey, listen, by the way, just the idea that we're broadcasting like this, we are taping on the 8th of April, it'll be seen after that. Is this the new norm or just where we are now? Or don't we even know what happens moving forward?
Well, I've been using the expression a lot that necessity is the mother of invention. And it's interesting when you have to do something, you find ways around it. I mean, obviously, technology has been there. We have the use of the technology, but we would have never thought of doing something like this 3 weeks ago. And the way we're broadcasting on NJTV now, both the news show and the Learning Live, which I hope we're going to speak a little about. We never would have thought of doing that way at all. So it's worked out. It's taken a lot of work and a lot of experimentation, but this may be like after 9/11, there may be some permanent changes in how we think about a lot of things, including television.
To John's point, and by the way, we remind folks that even though we're taping on the 8th of April, this will be seen later. We are not the news. We tell people we try to look at some of the broader issues, analysis of things, and also be more futuristic. If you want to check out the news every night on NJTV News, and also our colleagues over at Metro Focus every night, check them out. But John, you mentioned NJTV Learning Live, an exciting initiative. Yes, our daughter in the 5th grade is checking it out every day, but it's for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. What is it? How did that happen, and why is it so important?
I'll give you a real brief rundown of what's going on and how it started. It literally started with a conversation between the senior managers at WNET that there were some other stations in the PBS network that were trying to do something more since their schools were closed for the school children of their state. And we came up with the idea. Bob Feinberg actually had a big part of this. He came up with the idea about asking teachers to do their own lessons. So from that one statement, we had to figure out a way to do that without equipment and without manpower and without other people letting cameramen and technicians into their home, which is totally understandable at this point. So What we came down with is each teacher, there are 4 teachers a day, like you said, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. It goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Each teacher prepares their own lesson. They prepare their own materials. They prepare their own secondary sources, whether it be pieces of paper or craft objects or bulletin boards or blackboards in their own home. They prepare the lessons, and every day, a week before broadcast, they record their sessions. That could be 15 minutes, and then another 15 minutes, and then another 15 minutes, 25 minutes, or whatever. They record it. That file from their computer goes to 2 editors that we have working out of their home here in Jersey. Those editors compile those files. They put on graphics. They put on transitions, lower thirds. They fix up the audio, and they fix up the video where necessary. And every once in a while, there may be some piece of music or photo or piece of video that may have some rights issue that we have to deal with. But long story short, they edit those files. That is then sent to our closed captioning company. The closed captioning company puts on the closed captions. That takes about a day and a half, roughly. And then that file is sent back to New York at WNET to the main control room, which is all remoted. There's nobody there. It's all being done remotely. Those files are then ingested and then sent to Syracuse up to JMC for broadcast.
Wow.
That whole process, about 3 days, 3.5 days.
You know, what you just did, people sometimes say that they don't want to know how the sausage is made. I got to tell you something, John. I had no idea. I've been in this business for 30 years. I had no idea that that's what it would take to put on this great product called NJTV Learning Live. Our daughter, other kids. Go ahead. I'm sorry, John.
No, I have to tell you, I've been in the business even longer than that, and I didn't realize it either.
So let me ask you, there's a bigger picture here. Because again, every night, NJTV News, Metro Focus, they'll tell you what's going on every day. Say this program is seen in May and June. We don't know if kids are going to go back to school. We hope they do. But the larger lesson, if you will, for me, is that the role of public broadcasting, public media, more important than ever in very difficult, challenging times. John Servidio, go ahead.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I have to say, it's not only challenging to us, but imagine what it is to the teachers and to the Department of Education, and all those entities, the Department of Education, the teachers themselves, the teachers union, have been so helpful, so excited by this
The
process.
NJEA?
The NJEA, we would never have gotten it done without their enthusiasm, cooperation, and help. They've been absolutely wonderful through this whole thing. But to your question, really what we're doing right now on NJTV and what other stations I think are going to begin doing if they haven't already is really goes to the core of what our mission is as public television. Not only in a state of emergency the way we are now to be able to provide content, but more importantly to be able to deal with this emergency for the children of the state, for the students of the state. That's the way we started 60 years ago. It was the Education Network, if we all remember, right? So this is core to the mission. And I think everyone at WNET, everyone at NJTV, and all public stations get that. And we're all trying to work ways to be able to help these kids get through this period. What happens after the school year ends in June? And we're broadcasting, by the way, to the end of the school year, which is another 10 weeks out. So we're doing that. What happens after that? I personally don't know. I don't know what happens over the summer. In September, when they're back at classes, hopefully, knock on wood, we may be able to supply some supplemental broadcast content. I'd love to be able to do that. Everyone at our station would love to do that, but we still have to work that out because right now we're concentrating on the next 10 weeks and getting this over and getting it out.
You know, let me say this, John, as we wrap up. In July of 2011, NJTV, the switch was turned and NJTV became the public broadcasting operation in New Jersey. I can't believe it hasn't even been a decade. The fact that you and your colleagues are playing this role more important than ever for all the reasons we never would want to. We wish you and everyone at NJTV, WNET, WLIW, everyone in the public broadcasting family here in the metropolitan area the best. And NJTV Learning Live, check it out. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, every day. From what time again, John?
9 a.m. it starts. It goes 3rd grade, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. for 4th, 11 a.m. for 5th, and 12 p.m. for 6th.
John Servidio for NJTV, Steve Adubato here remotely. He's in Montclair, I'm in Montclair, just not in the same home. Thank you, John. Take care of yourself, my friend.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me on and helping us out with this. You're great about it. Thank you.
You got it. Folks, we'll see you next time.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, the Russell Berry Foundation, TD Bank, Rowan University, the Fidelco Group, NJM Insurance Group, New Jersey Sharing Network, Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters, and by Choose New Jersey. Promotional support provided by Meadowlands Chamber and by New Jersey Globe. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.